why don't you give some tips how to optimize your LinkedIn profile? Basically,
Okay.
this I wanted to be as a simple mantra to all of my audience,
Mm-hmm.
especially the Indo-Americans and NRIs who are living here. They are busy in their day-to-day life, but I want you to give few tips. Let them go back to their LinkedIn and make little bit modification. How can you optimize?
Are they working in corporate or are they business owners or?
Basically, most of them are into IT, corporate world, but
Okay.
absolutely there are business owners as well. So give tips,
Okay.
maybe generic, which reflects their businesses and also personal branding.
Well, there's quite a few areas that you can look at. I would start with making sure that the main aspects of your LinkedIn are covered. So things like, for example, your profile headshot, that everybody needs to have something like that. I know there are concerns out there about, deep fakes and having too many photos on social media, but I think there's definitely value in having a profile headshot for your LinkedIn profile because this is a B2B platform and people, it resonates more, your profile resonates more if they know who it is that is talking, who it is that is posting. So just having one photo, and it's, you can just have one photo across all of your social media. You don't necessarily have to have many photos if that is a concern. The second thing is every profile has a background image that sits behind your profile photo. And that's a very powerful and good creative space because we are visual people, right? People are visual and we like to look at things, pictures and videos. And so the profile headshot and the area behind the profile headshot are very good for pulling the eye in and getting people curious about you. So making sure that you have something in that background area, which is by default just a gray rectangle. Having an image there at minimum will be good. But another way to extend that area is to think about what you're going to put in your headline. So your headline is the little area that sits below your name. And some people might put their job title and some people might put a short phrase. So your headline, I'll come to your headline, but think about what goes in your headline, what might go in your about section, and see how you can have an image there that incorporates a message as well. So some text, that would be a good way of using that space. So talking about the headline, as I said, some people tend to just default to your job title because that's, we tend to see ourselves in those sort of boxes. But what you can do is kind of think about who you are in terms of you're more than your role. And you've done so many roles over the years. And if you kind of take a big picture view, kind of like a helicopter, and look at your journey, you might come to the conclusion that, hey, I've been in the nonprofit space for 20 years, or I have worked in 3 or 4 jobs, but I tend to focus on these areas. So we need to connect the dots for people to understand who we are. Yes, they have the profile and they have the resume and they can go through everything themselves and they can come to that conclusion. But let's face it, everybody's busy and nobody's got the time to look through your profile completely. They're just going to do keyword searches. They're going to scan. They're going to see things that interest them on your profile. And then they're going to move to your activities and they're going to look at the kind of content you post. So nobody is going to get the full picture. So it is on us to say, how can I help my reader understand who I am? Because I don't want them to also be confused. So for example, if you're in the IT space, but let's just say that you're somebody that is very political. So you talk a lot about political issues, which can be, can be dangerous. It just kind of detracts and you can be polarizing. But if you do that, then if people don't, if what you're saying doesn't resonate with people, then they kind of switch off, or they also can, miscommunication and misinterpretation can also happen, right? And that can create it can create issues for first impression, especially if this person is somebody that you're thinking might be hiring you, or you're thinking, you might want to get into a project. So there are many ways in which things can go wrong. So we need to think about all the ways that we can make sure that people have the clarity about who we are. So if we do a couple of different things, like, we have a board role, we have a business, we have two businesses, and they're two different businesses, it is possible that people get the wrong end of things. And so it's very important we think about that as we're creating our profile, as we're creating our websites for the different businesses, and making sure that everything is aligned and sits properly. So thinking about that in your headline, that's really an opportunity for you to tell a story, a short phrase, making sure you insert some keywords. So think big picture there rather than just limiting yourself to your role. Those are some of the.
I think that's definitely the headline. As I hear from you, the headline is very important. The picture is very important. The background is very important.